Hey guys, it's Jeremy again, back for another Pretty Little Liars book review, and this time it's going to be on Pretty Little Secrets by Sara Shepard. This is I guess you could call this a 4.5 in the series. It takes place in between the 4th and 5th books, which are Unbelievable and Wicked. And I absolutely love this cover. This is probably one of my favorite covers for several reasons. Number one, the color is red. Red is my favorite cover ever. Color. I don't know why I get cover and color mixed up sometimes, but I just do. And we have all 4 of the main characters on it. I'm not sure which is which. It's just our 4. So, and if you're wondering about my lips, I don't have lipstick on. I have chapstick. Here it's still wintry weather outside, and in the winter my lips get really dry and cracky, and so I have to go a little hardcore on the chapstick sometimes, so please excuse that. But this is the cover, and the spine, which looks gorgeous, and the back, and it has kind of like a rough feel to it the other books don't have. And that's the back, and it shows these are the first 4 books of her other series, The Lion Game, which I'm hopefully to get that series soon. But as per usual, I'm going to read you the back of the book, and I hope you enjoy. A's making a list and checking it twice. Rewind to junior year in Rosewood, Pennsylvania, to a winter break no one has ever heard about. Allison's murderer is in jail, A is dead, and the Pretty Little Liars can finally relax, or so they think. But there's a new A in town, me. I'm watching these girls day and night, and you won't believe what I've uncovered. Hannah's desperate for a very personal session with her trainer. Emily is number 1 on Santa's naughty list. Arya's old flame from Iceland is about to land her in hot water, and Spencer is resorting to some backhanded tactics to get what she wants. What happens on holiday break stays on holiday break. Right. But guess what? I saw, and now I'm telling A. Taking place between Unbelievable and Wicked, Pretty Little Secrets is a very special Pretty Little Liars tale, revealing the liars' never-before-seen misadventures over their junior year winter break. As I said before, this is like 4.5 in the series, and the reason I wanted to review this right after Unbelievable is because it in the order of storyline, and this happens before this is like next in line. I didn't read this that way. I read the first 5 books and then I read this, but I wanted to review it like this. So let me just say, this took me forever to read. It's the longest in this series. It's really big. It's over 400 pages, but it was addicting, just like all of the other books were, and the text is still the same. Alright, it's been about a year or so since I read this one, so if I don't know things exactly, I'm probably not going to go through the books like I normally do. I'll probably just go my overall feelings of things, of what happened, and we'll get things going. So let's begin. This book takes place between their junior year winter break around the Christmas season, which I think is a perfect story to read around the Christmas season, or around Christmas time. I recently, actually I lied, I'm sorry, I reread this book this past Christmas, and it just so got me to the mood, because each story goes into Christmas season, and it was just so nice to read. I liked that it was also red, so it fit so that fit even more. And I actually originally wanted this book in hardback because it is the biggest book in the series, and I thought it would have been really nice to get the hardback, but I bought this at Target. My father was like, "You want me to buy you a book?" And it was only $8. I was like, I had about a $10 limit, and this was only $8. I couldn't pass it up, and I'd been dying to read this for a really long time. This is actually one of my absolute favorite books in the series. Not only do I like the cover and the Christmas part, but just everything that happened in it. Because Ian is in prison because he has been charged with killing Allison. A is dead because it was Mona. And so A's dead, so they think they're safe. They think nothing can bother them anymore, except they don't know that there's a new A in town. Not just in town, but stalking them. And just learning everything about them. And it's just really fun to read. As the back said, it's been a little bit, but we'll start because, and this book is actually very different because instead of the chapters alternating per the girl's story, about over 100 pages is dedicated to that one girl, the one girl's perspective, or the one girl, like chapter by chapter, and that's what made this a little bit of a slower read because I'm so used to it bouncing back. But the first one is 118 pages, and that is Hannah's story, which was very interesting. Things about her family, things about her boyfriend Lucas, and being a little distant with him. You know, she's got a lot on her plate in terms of everything. She's grieving because not only is A gone, but the A was somebody she never thought in a million years would do this to her, which was her best friend Mona. So she's going through a lot in this. She misses the Mona that Mona used to be before she became this A person and that tried to kill her more than once. And it's just horrible that the thought that her best friend could do this to her, and I think that really traumatized her, and why she's so distant to Lucas and her family, and even her old, the other girls as well. So she's going through a lot in this book, obviously, from what has culminated from the end of the fourth book, and that kind of leads her in some deep water, and A takes advantage of it, without Hannah knowing it, of course, because at this point they don't know that there's a new A yet, and things like that. So Hannah definitely went through a lot in this story. And I really, really enjoyed her story. I'm not a big Hannah fan, but I really felt sorry for her because she really went through a lot in her section of it, and I really did enjoy her story overall. It was a good one. I really did enjoy it. The next girl we have, I believe, is Arya, and she's got a lot on her plate as well, because an old flame of hers from Iceland resurfaces and brings up the heat of things, which is interesting. And Arya is very stupid because she's already, sort of with Ezra, sort of with Sean. She doesn't know what to go. So it's not a love triangle, but it's kind of a toss-up. She was with, everything is just on edge in this book. Things are just so intense with Arya because she knows what she wants a lot of the time, but she questions everything at every time she turns around. She feels like she constantly has to look over her shoulder, check her phone because of A. They basically traumatized these girls for the past 4 books. Can we live a normal life now that A is gone? And I think that's a really big thing, because I think what's really interesting is Sara Shepard is a genius, because people are stalked. There are stalkers out there, and to think about, you can't do anything. You do the wrong thing that could get somebody else harmed or even killed, and it's really traumatizing. And I think that Sara Shepard really brought all of those elements in this book to light. Even though it's around the Christmas season, there's so much realism in this. It's just insane, and I really, really respected Sarah for doing something so brave as that. So, of course, Arya makes some very stupid choices where she starts kissing and making out with her old flame from Iceland, which I kind of thought was really stupid on her part. So I didn't really appreciate Arya's story at all. I thought it was very slow paced. It was really slow and didn't really go anywhere. But that was Arya's, basically. She goes, she kisses them, she feels bad about it, she goes with her family, she goes and finds him and starts kissing him again, and then he leaves her, and just all kinds of nonsense. And then we go to Emily and Spencer's story. I love Emily. Oh my gosh, she's one of my favorite characters. And she's sad because of what happened with her departure from Maya. Maya's like, are you not, because in the 4th book she was like, you're not ready for a commitment. You're so afraid to announce it to your family. Your family has accepted you now. Are you going to take us seriously? Do you want to be in a relationship with me or not? Make up your mind, blah, 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 blah. And I do understand what that's, I do kind of understand, if you're gay, or you have to be, if you're afraid to let other people, I think you guys don't know what I mean, like, you're gay, but you don't know what other people, the fear of not being accepted in public, so it's kissing or holding hands, because I think that gay couples and things like that are being more and more accepted, but there's still some just very hateful people that are like, this is disgusting and blah blah blah. And you know, everybody isn't right to their opinion. I sometimes feel like those opinions should be kept to themselves. But, you know, Emily's one of my favorite characters, and she's such a strong girl, and she goes through so much in this book for what she wants, and I really respected her storyline in this book. It was really good. And then the last girl we go is to Spencer, and you guys know how much I love Spencer, so I really liked her. Spencer, when I first read this, I think I was going to give this book a 3. Spencer's story is what gave it a 5. It blew me away. So many twists in her story. I feel like I think the whole book would have been better if it was just Spencer, because I love her and she's such an amazing character. But it says on the back, and Spencer's resorting some backhanded tactics to get what she wants. It's been like 4 months since I read this, so you'll have to excuse me that everything's not completely there for me. But she does kind of twist people's arms to get what she wants in that, and I found it really fun and interesting. I found her story to be a lot more interesting than the other 3 girls. But overall, this is definitely one of my favorite books. I really enjoyed it. I loved every chapter in it. It is a very thick book. It is 445 pages, so it is the thickest book of the entire series. And it's definitely one of my favorites. And normally it says a Pretty Little Liars book, but it says a Pretty Little Liars collection. And I really enjoy it. And there are moments where Allison is mentioned, and I think there's a couple backflash scenes, and we get to know Arya's family with Byron and Ella, as well as her brother Mike, and all of our other characters' families and stuff like that. So it's really nice to kind of get a bigger part of the story. It was such a gripping story. I think overall this was very good, and A is definitely meaner this time around. I think she is, whoever this new A is, I think they're a lot more meaner than Mona was, so I have very high expectations for what's going to happen in the rest of the books. I have only read the first 5 books in the actual series, not counting this and the prequel. So I only have one more video for you guys, and that will be up very soon. I hope you enjoyed my review for Pretty Little Secrets by Sara Shepard, and I hope that I said something in this video that will make you want to pick this up. It's one of my favorite books in the series. I definitely would recommend it. It is very big, but the text, just like all of the other ones, is pretty decent. I flew through this in about 5 days. It was so good. But I hope this is my review for Pretty Little Secrets by Sara Shepard, novel 4.5, and I will see you guys in my next video, which will be my Wicked review. Alright, bye guys. I'll see you guys later.